They may request everyone to please stand up for the opening prayer. Anali, can you lead the prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you today?
Fine.
That's good to hear. Since this is my first time teaching your class, okay, so before you take your seats, can you pick up some pieces of paper and then arrange your things properly? Okay, thank you. You may now take your seat. Since this is my first time teaching your class, allow me to introduce myself. By the way, I am Lovely Nicolog, but you can call me Ma'am Lavi for short. So I am your English teacher for this morning. Before we start, let me remind you some of our classroom rules. So this is our classroom rules. Okay, so first, listen to me carefully and attentively. Second, minimize your voice when you are asking or talking to your seatmates or classmates. Third, raise your right hand if you want to answer or share something with the class. Fourth, you are allowed to use your mobile phone after the discussion. And lastly, you can participate in our activities. Are we clear with our classroom rules?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, now let me check your attendance. Arnay Lagumbay,
Present, ma'am.
Rocio Cantiveros, Mishame Lamis, Annalyn Nicolov,
Present, ma'am.
Angeline.
Absent.
Class, did I give you an assignment yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you pass your assignment forward? Since yesterday, we already discussed the section or parts of our campus paper, let us recall what we have understand yesterday through an oral presentation. So I will give points to those students who will participate. So we'll have an oral presentation. So, first question. What are the major part of a campus paper? Anyone from the class? Yes?
The major parts of a campus paper are the following. Number 1, front. Number 2, sport page. Number 3, special feature.
Okay, very good. Let's give a hand for Almay Lagumbay. Next question is, what are the 5 major things located on the front page? Anyone? Yes, Annalie?
The 5 major things located on the front page are local news, foreign news, dateline news, weather news, index.
Okay, very good. Let's give a hand for Annalie. Okay, so the last question is, can you give at least 5 other things found on the front page? Yes, for you?
Another thing found in the front page are nameplate, banner, deadline, necklet, mouse coin.
Okay, very good. Let's give a hand for Raquel. Okay, before we formally start with our discussion for this morning, please, or I want you to read and analyze today's statement first. Who can read? Yes, Annalie?
Motivation. Fire destroyed a house on the main street early Monday morning.
Okay, thank you, Miss Annalie. Okay, so what have you observed in this statement?
I have observed that statement contains 11 words.
Other idea? Yes, Armin?
Ma'am, this statement summarizes the main idea is what, where, and when.
Okay, so who can identify the what, where, and when in the statement? Yes, Annalie?
What is fire? Where is on the main street? When is early Monday morning?
So this morning, morning we are going to discuss about the rules for writing a straight news lead. Plus, before we are going to discuss this one, please be mindful of our classroom rules so that at the end of this lesson, you will be able to attain the following learning objectives. So this is our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to define straight news lead, explain the significant qualities of straight news lead, and write a straight news lead about school or community event through an activity. To formally start our discussion for this morning, let us first have an activity that will let you practice. So this is our activity. This is called Answer Mundo. Okay, so I want you to read and analyze the statement carefully and give what is being asked in the statement. So this is the statement number one. Fire destroy a house on the main street early Monday morning. So the question is, how many words contains a words? Okay, very good. So who can identify the what, where, and when in this statement? Yes, Emily.
What is fire? Where is on the main street? And when is early Monday morning?
Okay, let's give a hand for everyone. Lead, or what is straight news lead? So, lead or opening paragraph is the most important part of a news story with so many sources of information. For example, newspaper, magazines, TV, radio, and internet. Audiences simply are not willing to read beyond the first paragraph of a story unless it grabs their interest. So, remember that every news story begins with a lead. Journalists usually different styles of leads depending on the situation, but the most media writing students begin by learning the simplest and most common style, the straight news lead. Now there are six rules for writing a good straight news lead. Okay, so rule number one, I would like to read. Yes, Annalie?
A straight news lead should be single paragraph consisting of a single sentence. Should contain no more than 30 words and should summarize at minimum the most newsworthy what, where, and when of the story.
Okay, so for example, a fire destroy a house on the main street early Monday morning. So this is what I have discussed earlier, no? So in this example, the lead must be in a single sentence paragraph. It should be written in an ordinary English, not cliff racing reserved for headlines like main street home destroyed in early morning fire. So the lead contains 10 words, or 11 words, far fewer than the 30 words limit. So notice that the word count includes 7 little words like a, on, so it should be included. So the lead also summarizes the main what of the story, which is that fire. No? So destroy the house. It provides also the where of the story, which places on the main script. So finally, the lead gives the when of the story with the phrase early Monday morning. So rule number 2. Would like to read? Yes, Annalie?
The lead's first verb should express the main what of the story and should be placed among lead's first 7 words.
Okay, so example, fire destroy a house on the main street early Monday morning. So the same rule example for the rule number 1. Fire destroyed a house on the main street. What of the story is destroyed? And the second word. So a position that puts the destroy will be the front of the street. So the lead, second word, other verbs in front of destroy, so destroy as the first verb. Following these rules, we're forced to quickly tell readers what the story is all about. So next, rule number 3. Hold my yes.
The lead's first verb, the same one that express the main what of the story should be active.
Okay, so example, fire destroy a house in the main square early Monday morning. So destroy is the verb. Now fire is the verb subject. Fire did something that destroy. A verb is passive voice if the verb subject has or is having or will have something done to do it. For example, if the lead were a house was destroyed by fire and the main street early Monday morning would be the verb. House would be the verb subject and the house would be or would have something done to it. So rule number 4. Okay, another hand. Okay, may I call Trisha May?
If there's a thrill involved in the story, the lead should give some indication of the who is.
Okay, so example. An elderly Murfreesboro man died on Monday when an elderly morning fire raged through his mom's sweet home. So the who is an elderly Murfreesboro man. In this case, the who probably is not someone whose name readers who recognize him. As a result, the who angle of the lead because on the what things about the who might make who important to the readers. In this case, it is the fact that the man was older and lived in Murfreesboro. That's called writing, or writing a blind letter. The man's name will be given later in the story. So next, rule number 5. Okay, I call Martin number 5.
Series slowly and how I prefer about this one.
Okay, this is an example, no? An elderly Murfreesboro man died on Monday when an elderly morning fire raged through his mom's great home. So in this example, fire raged through his main great home explains why. The man died, meanwhile, his fire circles in So, rule number 6. Would like to read. Yes, Anali.
If what's in the lead to be attributed, less attribution at the end of the lead.
Alright, so example, faulty wiring a wiring most likely sparked the blaze that contained the life of an elderly Murfreesboro man last week. The city's arson investigation concluded Monday. So, attribution is a reference indicating the source of some bit of information. In this case, the attribution is the phrase. The city's arson investigator concluded Monday. So, generally, attribute assertions that represent anything other than objective, indisputably, true information. So, here it is objectively and indisputably. So through that, the man is said that his house was destroyed, that it all happened early Monday morning, and that the house was on the main street. But the arson investigator assertion that faulty wiring caused the blaze was represent the investigator's opinion. It is, of course, an insightful opinion based upon this training and expertise, which is the only reason it is worth including at all, but it is an opinion nonetheless. Therefore, the assertion needs to be attributed to the investigator, so the readers can decide to for themselves how credible the assertion is. So, based on our discussion a while ago, what are the six rules for writing a straight newsleaf? Okay, so what are the six rules for writing a straight newsleaf? Almay, can you give at least one?
A straight news lead should be single paragraph consisting of a single sentence, should contain no more than 30 words, and should summarize at minimum the most newsworthy what, where, and when of the story.
Okay, very good. So how about other hand? Yes, Annalise?
The lead's first verb should express the main what of the story and should be placed among lead's first 7 words.
Okay. There's still four. So what are those? Yes, Almay?
The lead first verb, the same one that express the main what of the story should be active.
Okay, so another hand.
It says to show a relative that story that figures like this and the issue of the whole.
Okay, so there's still two left. So yes, Annalise?
It leads should summarize the why and how of the story, but only if there is.
Okay, lastly. Rule number 6. Yes.
If what is the way to be achieved, it is the attribution at the end of the week.
Okay, now class. Why do you think it is important for us to obey rules or guidelines? Ano importante man nga i-follow na to ang rules? To have a yes, right it. Exactly. Rules or guidelines are important for every human being, no? In this world, because these guidelines or rules will serve as your basis to be guided and organized. Imagine if a certain nation has no rules or guidelines. Now, in what little ways or what will happen? Gubot. Yes, gubot. Ay, wala siyang rules. So there is might be chaos and misunderstanding. Yes, because everyone does not follow the rules. These guidelines or rules will help us in attaining a peaceful help us with writing a straight news lead. No? There are rules to follow so that it gives the audience the most important information for the news story in a concise and clear manner in order to get or touch the interest or attention of the readers. Perhaps if you truly want to be understood by your family, loved ones, or your friends, no? So you have to follow them. So now for me to assess if you understand our discussion for this morning, so let us have another activity. So I will group you into two groups. So this is the group 1 and this is the group 2. So the group 1, now the group 1 or the first group will put a diagram showing our activity. So again, the class is divided into two groups. The first group will discuss their understanding about the rules for writing straight news lead through an activity. And then the second group, you're going to write a straight news lead about school or community. So, okay, go to your group. Okay, so I will give you 5 minutes. Okay, so kindly pass your paper. Okay. Okay, thank you, group 1. Okay, thank you, group 2. Alright, so the last but not the least, so we will have, since we are already done with our discussion for this morning, we will have a quiz. So, okay, so I need that your paper. Okay, so I will give you the maths. Okay, are you done? Okay, so time's up. Kindly pass your paper. Buksan your eyes.
Minta dito ang chat ni mo, Joy. Minta dito ang chat niya. Lantaw, kaano ng cellphone? Ano na yun?
For your participation
Oh, yeah.
and cooperation. I hope you learn something. So, God bless everyone and goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Goodbye, class.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you for teaching us.